For almost 50 years, Voyager 2 has floated silently through the endless dark of space. It has been like a ghost ship, a quiet symbol of human curiosity and exploration. It traveled farther from Earth than any other machine we've ever built. All that time, it kept sending signals home, crossing billions of kilometers. Most of its data was routine. It recorded plasma, cosmic rays, and particles, normal stuff for a spacecraft moving beyond our solar system. Then, something unexpected happened. One of its transmissions carried not just data, but something entirely different. It was an image. At first, it seemed like random noise, just static. But when scientists cleaned it up and layered the data, strange patterns began to appear. Shapes emerged from the noise, shapes that didn't belong in space. They were still, symmetrical, and looked as if they were made on purpose. The most disturbing part? It felt like the shape was watching back. As experts studied the image, they noticed that the timestamps didn't match normal patterns. Frames looped, pixel clusters repeated in ways that shouldn't be possible. It was like the image wasn't just a picture. It was something multidimensional, squeezed into two-dimensional space. At the center was a tall, sharp structure floating in complete darkness. It didn't move. It didn't spin. It simply waited. Just as the image became clear, Voyager's signal started to break up. Almost like something had noticed it was being observed. At that same moment, Voyager picked up an unexpected spike in plasma at the edge of the solar system. That area should have been calm. But the plasma was hot and highly concentrated, far beyond any previous reading. It didn't seem natural. It felt designed. It was like Voyager had hit a boundary, not to keep something out, but to keep something in. Soon after, Voyager picked up an energy pulse speeding toward it. But just before impact, it vanished, as if space itself had flinched. Then came binary data. At first, it looked corrupted. But deep analysis revealed repeating shapes, almost biological. They resembled coral, brain networks, and deep-sea creatures from Earth. These patterns weren't random. They looked alive. Even stranger, these formations seemed to carry meaning. Breaks and shifts in the patterns acted like a language or a signal waiting to be read. In simulations, these shapes began to evolve. They moved, adapted, like Voyager hadn't sent an image, but planted a seed. Suddenly, Voyager 2 changed direction. Its antenna turned toward a spot in space with no known stars or planets. Then a second image came through. This one showed a ring of light expanding from the original shape, pulsing with each data burst. NASA quickly cut the live feed. They removed the data from public archives. But private observatories had already seen it. They noticed the new signal sounded eerily like the Golden Record, the message humans had sent with Voyager into deep space. But this time, the signal wasn't from Earth. It was aimed at Earth. And the voice within it felt strangely familiar, like an ancient echo. Scientists noticed space itself seemed warped in the data. Gravity was bending, but there was nothing massive nearby. Some believed it was a man-made space structure, a tunnel or a gate to another dimension. Even more unsettling, this distortion was moving. It followed Voyager, like something invisible was tracking it from the shadows. Then came the most eerie moment. Voyager was having a conversation. Buried in the binary were echoes of its own messages, repeated and altered, but arriving before they were even sent. It was as if Voyager was communicating with something beyond time. Civilian experts looking at the first image discovered hidden code. The code was so complex that trying to decode it caused system crashes, even hardware failures. One computer was damaged physically. It was as if the signal was protecting itself from being understood. The question arose: what if the message wasn't meant to be decoded? What if it was never intended for us? Some began to believe Voyager was carrying not just a message, but a thought, a dangerous idea returning to Earth. Then, years after silence, Voyager sent a final message. It looked like mathematics at first, but with deeper layers, full of patterns and intentions. One linguist said it clearly: this isn't a greeting. It's a lock. Something is coming. We must respond, or run. Voyager's updates became stranger. They weren't reports anymore. They were warnings. One phrase kept repeating: you have been observed.